a year in the testing, so you've seen it here first. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, you guys. I am at Arctic corporate headquarters, and we are going to see yet another brand new snowplow coming down the pipeline from the boys from Arctic. And I'm here with Blake. How you doing, Blake?
Good.
And Lucas. All right, before we get too deep into the woods here, Blake, what do you do for Arctic?
Co-owner, chief mechanical engineer.
And Lucas?
Co-owner of Arctic Snow and Ice Products, and I help Blake develop all the new plows.
Okay, so was it 5 years ago I was here with you guys?
Yep.
And I got to see the Razorback before anybody else had seen it. And I had to shut my mouth and hold my lip, right?
Yeah.
And I got to watch you guys getting this into development. And now you've got another one coming out. But this won't be ready for people to buy. You can't buy it because in true Arctic fashion, you guys employ, what, 1,500 people now? Or
Seasonally, yep.
so what they do is everything that you see out there goes through their own crews, and they beat the crap out of it. So this has to be beat up for a whole nother year, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to see the brand new snowplow that you guys have coming out, and it'll be ready next year.
Yep.
And we're going to see that in just a moment. Jeevity hominots. But before we go see that, because I know you want to see it, don't you? You do, don't you? We're going to see something else that's pretty cool. You guys have actually made the Razorback now swappable on multiple platforms.
Yeah. So we're on the Boss now.
Okay.
We already had the
this.
Western.
This is the Boss.
And then we're also on the Fisher as well now.
Okay, so I've got the Western up for my truck.
Yeah.
Right? You've got a Boss on here.
Yep.
Okay, so tell me about what you did here.
So this is for the Boss EXT. It's the same. Yes, the retrofit for the Boss EXT. It's the same concept that we have on the one on your truck stand, where you're keeping your headgear, your hydraulic hoses, all that. The truck thinks it's a Boss, right? But you're just swapping out down here. The A-frame Ford is us. So you're gonna unpin your A-frame under your hoses, under your lift cylinder, swap out moldboards and A-frames, and then hook everything back up. And you're gonna be running with our
So if you have an old Boss,
yeah,
and you're in that stage where you want to upgrade, change, do something, you don't have to start completely over again. You can use the truck side gear.
You could use it. Something like this will last a lot longer than a moldboard.
Yep.
So you could take your worn moldboard off and almost have a brand new plow again.
I've done that for many years. Like I was running one of my snow plows. I wore the moldboard completely out, but I kept all the headgear, and I just went and found somebody that had a new moldboard, and I just threw a brand new one on. So now this is the Boss.
Yep.
And you've made some fundamental changes to the Razorback as well.
Yeah.
But now this is the Fisher. Before we go through the fundamental changes that you've done on the plow itself.
Every kit comes with the plow, the A-frame, the cylinders, everything you need. If there's any fitting adapters, everything you need to get our plow onto the kit.
Okay. And now, Lucas, what were some of the changes you made? Because last year you guys gave me the very first Arctic Razorback that anyone outside of Arctic, company got to test, and you guys told me to break it. You guys told me to beat it, to run it into curbs. I quit trying to lift up over curbs. It's not a joke. I would just run right into them, and because I had to find the fail points for you guys. And then I've been working with these guys for many years, but I was texting you pictures. I was going, hey, this is what I noticed, this is what I noticed. So what did you guys fundamentally change? Because now these are going out this year on the market. So what did we do here?
First and foremost, what we've changed is started at the wing. We've changed the thickness of the hinges because we identified ourselves, and probably we'll see on your plow here in a second, that we had some weak points on the material of the hinge as well as the thickness. So we're also going to be employing forged hinges that are lighter but also stronger. And then if you come up here, we have some more additional support in the front. So we took material from other parts of the wing and moved it where we needed it, as we saw over time and testing. We no longer have the hook in the center because we don't need it. No longer have the grip tape. And then we are also now running these new snow deflectors that we have made.
Yeah, these snow deflectors are pretty sick.
Yeah, they're really nice because they're stiff and it won't let the snow pull them up or the wind push them down and bend them over time.
And you switched to carriage bolts as well on your hinges?
Yes.
Did you already say that? If you did, I apologize.
No, I think that's, we were using a different type of bolt before.
Yep.
It's just easier for us to use a carriage bolt.
Yep.
It's easier for the customer as well.
And we're using crimped lock nuts, so not even nylock, but actually deformed nuts, so it holds a lot better than a nylock. Just some things that we saw. We had some loosening on your plow. You really ran it hard. This cutting edge was kind of wearing unevenly, so we moved our pin for it towards the center so we get more of an even wear.
Okay.
We pulled a little bit more weight out of the plow, and then we worked on the geometry and the lift points for all the A-frames. So we get a lot more height now when lifting the plow, just like you should. So better stacking and then also better roading. So you get the same lift and angle capabilities.
And we're going to actually show you in just a moment the brand new snowplow, but after we show you that brand new snowplow, we're also going to show these guys how easy it is to switch around.
Yep, just like if you had a Western Whiteout unit and you buy our retrofit kit for it, we're going to show you how easy it is to take your unit apart and then put on our kit. We're going to use Stan's Razorback to represent what that would be like.
On my way up here, the guy stopped me at the gas station and he's like, he was looking at my snowplow. I had it on the trailer and he's like, hey, how much was that snowplow going? I'm like, it's probably going to be around 18 grand with the counterweight kit, because Blake, you actually developed a counterweight kit that gets the truck back into perfect factory balance.
Yep.
They better get on the list pretty fast, but I was wrong with my price. You're not even close to 18 grand.
You're going to be at $11,499 list plus surcharge, and that is well below that 18,000 mark.
So that is this part forward.
Everything we make.
That is
Everything we
our
make.
parts, our kit that will retrofit your plow to run the Arctic Razorback retrofit.
Blake's blood, sweat, and tears went into this. I actually got to watch him. He has been working as...
Well, interestingly enough, yesterday this was just steel. So we cut, formed it, welded it, powdered it all within a day. And you might see more about our factory later today, but this is just a 8.5-foot straight blade conversion. So this is what we'll be testing all season. So you guys can't buy it yet. We got to put it through our testing. But this will convert, in this instance, a Western straight blade into a sectional straight blade.
Look at the frame on
We've
this.
really been working on different techniques in manufacturing to
Can you
pull
hold
weight
this?
out of it. Yep.
Look at this is...
Yeah, it's a 6x9 tube essentially.
Yeah.
I don't think we're really off on weight compared to what you're replacing on this. This isn't very heavy. So try to pull weight out of it, add strength, add stiffness. This is about 30% stiffer than a traditional frame. So we're going to be testing it, really beating the shit out of it.
So, question. This is for those guys that run straight blades,
Yeah.
right? They don't have a big budget. Are you going to be price competitive to other
this is
straight
gonna be
blades?
a-
So this isn't going to be way
This
over...
will be a price competitive product. Because
Okay.
we know there are still a lot of people that run straight blades that don't maybe want the complexity of a wing plow or the weight, or they don't want the price of it. So now we're moving also into doing straight blade conversions as well.
So this one will be a year in the testing, so you've seen it here first. This is going out in the market after a year of testing. It'll be ready for next year on a Western frame. Will it be anything?
Boston Fisher as well.
Oh, so you guys are going to be testing all three of
Yes.
them
Yep.
this upcoming winter, straight blades, running them, putting them through the gamut.
Yeah, and remember when we're discussing price, our products, just like the pusher that we make, there is a cost justification component of it, because you're going to reduce your use for salt, because it's not going to scrape like your traditional pickup truck straight blade. Just like our pusher scrapes better than a traditional snow pusher, where we have the sections cutting down to the bare pavement. Now you're using less salt. Can you imagine if you have a property on a dedicated truck route, or multiple properties that you've been plowing with a normal plow all these years, and think back how much salt you've used because it can't scrape like your Arctic sectional pusher. Put all that together, imagine how much money you're going to save, how quickly, when you have truck routes that are saving money.
So, long story short, if you guys salt and plow, you are going to if you've never ran an Arctic, and you can say, oh yeah, you can say it, but I've ran them for years. It's a night and day difference over other pushers. It's not even a close comparison. But I think the next thing we need to do is go in the shop, and I think we need to show these guys what it takes to switch one over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's go.
There's another thing too for guys that might not have like a backup plow, but there's on the moldboards of the traditional pusher, there's holes down here on the bottom and up on the top, and you can actually just take a 5/8 bolt and pin the moldboards together. So say you had a guy that had an accident with the plow and he breaks the bottom 2 poly blocks, normally you'd be out of action. You can get out and bolt those together and just plow the rest of the storm with it.
Huh.
So they'll go pretty far before they give it.
Lucas, what are we going to show these guys now?
All right, so right now what we're doing, we're going to pull apart your plow, and we're going to kind of talk through how it's very similar to if someone had an existing whiteout, how they would pull theirs apart to put our retrofit kit on their whiteout.
So what's the first step?
Okay, Blake, take us away.
Okay, first step is we're going to disconnect the rear A-frame pins, and then we're going to pull it out. We're going to support the plow with a jack.
Okay.
Then we're going to disconnect your chain mount here. This would be a Western whiteout, but for you, we're swapping you out, so we're undoing ours and putting ours back on. And then lastly, we're going to undo the hydraulic fittings.
So total swap out time, what if a guy has never done this before? I know you guys have, but what do you think an average?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes an average guy with...
Yeah. The most annoying part's going to be aligning these pins in the back, but you get the hang for it.
Okay.
It helps to have 2 people.
So we're going to go into time lapse and watch these guys switch some stuff around.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
Come right. Come right.
Come right.
Hard right.
That's good. Straight. Stop. How am I looking on a level, Lucas?
So that is the trickiest part of the install, is getting that main pin to go through. And now they just got to reconnect hoses and
Come forward a little.
bleed the system. All right, so it took 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're back in business. So basically, to make a long story short, all they did was take these hoses off here, remove this center pin, put that center pin back in, hook the 4 hoses up. Now, do you got to bleed the system though to get any air out?
Yeah, you'll have to run the system, all the operations back and forth, and then make sure you keep filling it as you fill up the cylinders.
Okay.
Because it's shipped dry.
Okay. All right, well, it's time to load this up and take these to their new home.
So will I have to get new hoses made for the pump going down to the wings, or am I able to use the same ones that come standard on my XLS or my whiteout?
Everything's standard.
Okay.
You just use what you have. So what we do on ours, we're gonna have stickers on the production units. It'll say A, B, and then on the other side it'll say C and D, and you just simply match your lines to those.
Okay.
And then you just hook your cylinder lines down there to it, and you're done.
Oh, see, so your A line's gonna match up to A, so guys, it's just pretty straightforward conversion. So the actual first production unit was heading out to a customer, and he happened to be located back in my neck of the woods in Minnesota, and so I volunteered to bring his plow back home with me, as well as my snow plow. So we got to stick both of the new Arctics on my Diamond C trailer and hike them down the road, and in just a minute, we're going to drop this off and deliver it to its brand new home. So let's do that. Always an adventure. Always an adventure. So I'm leaving Arctic and I'm in Chicago traffic. This is my buddy Dan, Tools in Action. I'm in Chicago traffic, and I hit a Chicago pothole, and the whole trailer goes, and I had 4 straps on. I had this yellow strap on, I had 1 shock strap here, and then these 2 shock straps, just like you see it here. I haven't touched these. Fiddle tight. Fiddle tight. This one completely lets loose. I'm just watching the stream, the trail going down. Then one of these Chicago drivers cuts right in, drives over the strap, and by the time I was able to get pulled over, this plow was right here, and the wing was hanging over, and it started out all the way up here. I tightened her down, put extra straps on, went down the road, hit another bump, got nervous, and I pulled over 4 times just checking it until I tried to push it back on. Couldn't get it to push back on, so I de-strapped it, and I used this as a winch strap and tightened it up as much as I could, and I got it that much on. And then it finally got here. All right, first thing we're gonna attempt to do is use this worn winch to just pull her straight back, right? All right, let's see if it can do it. Let's see, how'd we do?
Dude, perfect.
That is exactly where I wanted it. Centered on the trailer. Look how much room we gained. Holy buckets.
Stanley, how much is a plow like this?
No, this is a question everybody asks. So just take your guess. That's all I want you to do.
I don't know, 20.
Everybody guesses that.
Yeah.
That is the most typical answer. It's $11,499.
Wow, that's crazy.
All right, finally made it. All right, guys, I want to introduce you to Ryan.
I stand there.
This is Ryan. He's a birthday boy. He's pretty hungover today. How you doing, Ryan?
Good, how are you?
So your plow was started where you see it here, and by the time I got to Tools in Action's house, it was sitting right here. It had bounced I pulled over 5 times trying to tighten this thing back up and wrenching it back into place.
That's crazy.
You are the first person to own one of these.
Yeah, I am.
You got number 1. Mine was a prototype last year, so I was supposed to destroy it, and I did.
Yeah, I saw it at the open house at Brywick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was destroyed.
But Ryan and I are gonna take this off. He's got a nice John Deere 317. We'll pop this off and go from there. What makes these plows a little difficult to fork.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying, what makes these plows a little difficult to fork is the fact that the moldboard moves up.
Am I deep enough in there?
You're not even, but you can't go over anymore. You got, Ryan, you got that much clearance over the trailer, so if you just pick up and slide sideways, then you can re-grab, right? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. That looks pretty decent, but Delivered to a new home. All right, well, there you go, sir. Congratulations on having the first one.
Thank you. Can't wait to use it.
And that's gonna end this video, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed finding out the new snowplows coming out by Arctic, seeing some of the updates and changes. And that's all we got for you on this one. I just want to say God bless and go get them, you guys. We'll catch you on another one. And hopefully you all have a great season, and so do we.